Alright, and we are live here on YouTube for some IndyCar action here from the downtown streets of Detroit. Race should be getting ready to go here shortly. I'm running a little bit behind schedule, that's why things are a little bit behind, but we will be ready to go here shortly. So, as the entire IndyCar season is, the race will be on main network Fox, so if anyone is just looking for the actual race, that's where it'll be. And as per usual, I am respecting copyright and will not have the race up on the stream, but we are here and ready for this one. Welcome on in. Alright, come on, let's get through these. And again, we are chilling out here. Hopefully everybody's having a good time. Also, on-screen graphics will be here once IndyCar actually puts up their leaderboard. As of right now, they have not put it up, so we have not been able to get it, but it will be here when it is. I also forgot to get this light going, so give me a second. Alright, there we go. Boom. Alright, we got that all set up. And let's see how far into the race they are. Again, the fact that the thing isn't up yet tells me we probably have barely gone green, if at all, but let's see. Alright, so there we go. Alright, we are set up. We are ready for this one. Welcome on in. Hopefully everybody's having a good time. If you guys are, of course, hit the like button and subscribe. We will be here for the entirety of the IndyCar race and the NASCAR race later on tonight. So, should be a good one. Alright, well, there we go. We are chilling out here. Hopefully everybody's having a good time. And there's the putty tat. Alright, so there we go. We are chilling. Alright. Are you already looking to get down? Alright, so they are, I hope, as I don't know if this is a car commercial or a, let's say, or a thing for shit. Okay, that is a car care commercial. Alright, but yeah, we are here and ready for this one. Welcome on in. And there it is. Cars are on the grid, ready to go. What are you doing, Gizzy? Alright, there we go. Again, we'll have everything going here as we get ready to go. They got a piece going on with looks like James Hinchcliffe and not sure who else, maybe Kyle Kirkwood. Kyle Kirkwood, the most recent street course winner, as he won the Streets of Long Beach last month. Of course, every other race other than the Streets of Long Beach has been won by one driver, Alex Palou. So Alex Palou, definitely the dominator of the NTT IndyCar series so far this season. Having one of the most dominant runs we've ever seen for a championship, and I would not be shocked to see him potentially clinch the championship. Honestly, by the end of August, maybe. As if he clinches it before the end of August, that would be insane. I don't even know if it's mathematically possible to clinch before August. I don't think there's too many races through the month of July that you would, through the month of July and August at one. It's going to be hard to win each and every one of those, but two, it'll definitely be hard to clinch the championship, but Alright, so there we go. We got everything all set up. We are ready to go. Just waiting on the INDYCAR to get their leaderboard going. Alright, let's go ahead and put at least a 10-minute delay on ads so that you guys don't get an ad here early on outside of the ad when you join. There we go. INDYCAR. Alright, so there we go. We got that all set up. Now, I will say INDYCAR, just a thing to remember is that INDYCAR is going to be a lot further ahead than the normal NASCAR, so I apologize that the on-screen graphics are going to be potentially a little ahead, but that's just how the INDYCAR app is. Alright, yeah, we are chilling out though. We got 5 people hanging out in the chat. Thank you guys for everybody that's decided to spend a portion of your very valuable Sunday afternoon here. Again, we will be here for the NASCAR race later on tonight as well, so welcome on in. So currently sitting at a commercial break. We should be getting the command to start the engines here shortly. Honestly, I thought when I was getting in here a little late, I thought there was no shot we were gonna actually be going before this, so. Alright, there we go. Again, we are just relaxing here. Hopefully everybody's having a good time. If you guys have a prediction as to who you guys think is going to win, I would love to hear your guys' thoughts on that. Again, we obviously have a long day ahead of us. So we got Colton, Herta, David Malukas on the front row. There we go. Kyle Kirkwood and Lundgaard, row 2. Row 3, we have Alex Palou, the Dominator, and Arenas VK. McLaughlin and Will Power will share row 4. Row 5, we've got Armstrong and Rasmussen rounding out your top 10 starters. Then we got Rahal Eriksson, Louis Foster, and Felix Rosenqvist. Yeah, Rossi and Dixon will be row 8. Row 9 is where we find Callum and Ilott. So again, we've got ourselves a very full grid here. Let's see. Alright, so there we go. And I say all the teams have their umbrellas out there as they're going to be getting ready. They're doing their starting grid. So again, Nolan Siegel, back of row 14. Stingray Robb will be coming from the outside of 13, and on his inside will be Connor Daly. Then we got Newgarden all the way back in row 12. That's pretty far back for Joseph Newgarden to be starting. Devlin DeFrancesco to his inside. Robert Schwartzman, the Indy 500 pole sitter, he will start from the outside of row 11. And to his inside is where we find Santino Ferrucci. Jacob Abel, one of his best starting spots of his career, on the outside of row 10. And to his inside is Kiffin Simpson. Pato O'Ward starting in the 9th position alongside Callum Ilott, who had his finishing position at the Indy 500 thrown out. Scott Dixon in row 8, as we mentioned, alongside Alexander Rossi, who is going to start 15th on the inside of row 8. So, yeah, Rosenqvist, Louis Foster, row 7. Again, they do their grid starting from the back to the front, but regardless, a starting grid is a starting grid. And, yeah, we have ourselves a pretty good race going on here. What was that notification that I saw? Oh, yeah, nope. not anything I'm overly interested in, so. Alright, so again, we're just chilling out here, though. Again, I'm curious to see what Alex Palou does from the inside of row 3, because, again, he's dominated so much of the season that it'd be shocking to see him not lead this first lap, but it's also a very tough track to work around. Okay, why is it that every single time I go to do a INDYCAR race, I feel like I'm having to adjust the I'm going to adjust the Alright, so there we go. Again, we're just tinkering around with the layout here as they're going to go ahead and actually, you know what? Let's go ahead and let's go ahead and change this around, because we don't really, average speed really only mattered for the Indy 500 because we were on a potentially record-breaking run. Let's go ahead and get the track layout. I feel like for road courses, track layout is actually something pretty cool to have. So there we go. There is the start. There's the layout. So all set and ready for this one. Hopefully you guys are excited. And if you guys are, of course, excited, feel free to hit the like button and subscribe if you guys are new. We've been doing these kinds of streams for a little while now and looking to keep going. Man, it is warm in here. There we go. That is a breath of fresh air there from the fan. Ironically, not technically fresh or authentic. It is a chair because it's being made by a metal fan, but anything to get some heat control here. Alright, so again, 62 and hazy in Detroit, Michigan as they are getting ready for this race. Cars are on track and rolling. And yeah, so we will be getting ready for this one. You taking off, Kizzy? Alright, well, again, they're rolling around here, pacing this one out. We'll be getting ready to go green here in a bit, but yeah, so. Yeah, Scott Dixon won last year's Detroit Grand Prix after leading 35 laps on the day. Yeah, he finished 4th 2 years ago in the Detroit race, so curious to see how he does today. Obviously, it's his teammate that's been the topic of conversation, with Alex Palou absolutely crushing every single metric imaginable this year. Especially laps led and race wins, because he's already won 5 of... is it 5 of 6 or 6 of 7 races? And we'll skip one more round of ads, just to, again, hopefully get us to the green flag before we start, before there's an ad. If we can avoid it, but we should be... I believe the start-finish line, we don't have a, they don't have a surprisingly long front stretch, which is a little weird. And saying you'll go green straight down into a 90-degree corner. Actually, not all that unsimilar to Indianapolis, outside of the fact that it's on a micro scale here. And then you got that really long back straightaway into a hairpin turn and then another 90-degree angle. So I am definitely curious to see how this Detroit race runs. I don't remember if I watched any of the last couple of Detroit races, but I do remember that they reconfigured the layout when they moved away from the Belle Isle circuit to this new downtown streets of Detroit track layout. More in the downtown city. So there we go. And there's that hairpin that we were talking about. They had a sports car race here yesterday in which one driver got turned around, spun another driver out, and somehow the driver who initially got spun manages to not lose a position on all the chaos down at that corner. Again, that one being that corner there, the one right at the end of Sector 2 is definitely going to be an interesting one. 5 hards and 5 soft sets of tires. One of each set must be used throughout the race. Throughout the actual race itself. So there we go. And so the race itself is 100 laps as we will be getting ready to go green flag racing. They're single filed out. Alright, now they cross the start finish line, so we've got a full pace lap here to address things before they actually get going. Alright, here we go. Now they're doubled up here. David Malukas and Herta on that front row are going to be a good one here as they get ready to go down the front straight. Well, not the front straightaway, but down to the modified start finish line. Green flag is out, and they are racing here at Detroit. And here comes the 27 of Kirkwood, and up the inside goes, who's the orange car? That's Christian Lundgaard to the lead here early on. Now down into one of the other right-handers here. One of the right-hand corners here down in through this one. I believe they are now coming up to the quick left-right chicane. So definitely a curious one to see how they navigate these. But again, so far, Herta's been able to hang on to that lead. Alex Pillow has moved himself up 2 spots from the start of the race already. Jumped from 5th to 3rd. Kirkwood and Malukas have kind of both stayed right about at 4th place here. Alright, so there we go. Again, everything got off all good. That's always kind of the big worry, is that kind of first turn, first corner type mess. Because IndyCar does have a tendency of having some mess on the start of the races. But if you can get the green flag off okay, usually you can actually go for quite a while. Possibly even a caution-free race at some point. But here we go. Kyle Kirkwood up the inside, makes that diving move to go past Alex Pillow. Makes that pass up into the second position, or up into the 3rd position, sorry. And holding Pillow back into 4th here. Alright, so again, right now Colton Herta is working his way through this one. Malukas back to... he was on the outside of the front row, and he ends up being 5th here so far. Only 2 laps into the race. He's really kind of had a bit of a free fall going. McLaughlin moving forward just a little bit here. And again, just all these drivers trying to make use, because this street course looks incredibly cramped. And yeah, there we go. Ooh, Alex Pillow with a little bit of contact even as he went by the 27 of Kyle Kirkwood. And speaking of Kyle Kirkwood, he just went past Christian Lundgaard for 2nd. That puts Kirkwood up into the 2nd position, Lundgaard in 3rd. And now it's two Andretti cars in the front of the field, and everybody behind them wants to try and pass them, and a lot of that is going to be Chevy power. The only Hondas in the top that aren't the front two, you've got Alex Palou in fourth, VK in seventh, and then your next Honda isn't until Marcus Armstrong in ninth. So there we go. Again, we are chilling out here. Hopefully everybody's having a good time. Yeah, I feel terrible for David Malukas, who's down all the spots. So there we go. Alright, so there we go. Yeah, we're just chilling out here. Hopefully everybody's having a good time. So a lot of people, especially guys in the front of the field, starting on these soft tires. So again, Colton, Herta, Kyle, Kirkwood, Lundgaard, Palou, and Malukas. These, again, the top five are probably going to... The question about this top five is whether or not Scott McLaughlin will be able to bump his way up into it here quickly. Alright, so there we go. We're just chilling out here. Hopefully everybody's having a good time. They're going to a very early side-by-side commercial. I'm going to run and grab a drink because I did not think I have one on standby. Alright, here we go. We're coming back from commercial break. We should hopefully be coming back from commercial break here soon. We got our drink. Alright, let's see. What do we got? Okay. So far, no real changes inside the top 7, really. Oh, wait, we did have one pit stop, it looks like, inside the front few. Let me see if I can figure out who that is real quick as we are going to go to a commercial break. Alright, so there we go. so again, we're just chilling out here. Alright, let's go ahead and scroll down here and see. Oh, yeah, Rena's VK is in the pits already. Only 8 laps into this one. Cannot imagine that that is a planned thing. Let's see. Rena's VK gets... Oh, yeah, he gets run a little wide and then gets run into by that yellow car. Not sure which yellow car that is. Looking at the positioning, could have been Rasmussen, possibly. Alright, there we go. Just gonna set that somewhere so it's out the way. Alright. Yeah, so again, we're already a tenth of the way through this race, working our way through it pretty quickly, honestly. I'm gonna say. And once again, the okay. Let me go ahead and try going Control Z on my layout. We'll have to redo the other thing, but alright, never mind. Looks like it was probably as good as it was going to be earlier, so. Let's go ahead and get the that back up there. Alright, so yeah, we just gotta rework this just a little bit here. And actually, with it being a road course, I actually think the choice of tire is actually a more important option to have on there than the engine manufacturer. For the Alright, so there we go. So now we got the tire compounds up there for you guys. And oh, here we go. Christian Lundgaard coming to pit road. So we do have some other drivers coming to pit road as well. Felix Rosenqvist, David Malukas, both hitting pit road in addition to VK. So it seems like maybe VK, even if that wasn't an originally planned pit stop, looks like it might work out for the best here for him. Alright, so there we go. Yeah, so here we go. Kirkwood's on pit road as well, getting his service done. And he's away with the, he's fastening away. Alright, we got ourselves a, again, the first cycle of pit stops. I did not expect it to come 10 laps in. So they're going to be pitting every 10 laps. It's going to be fairly frequent pitting. I mean, they don't have enough sets of tires on, honestly, to pit that frequently, but I guess we'll have to wait and see how frequently they end up coming to pit road, because at some point they're going to have to slow down the pit stop cycle, I believe. Alright, well, we are just chilling out here. Hopefully everybody's having a good time. Now let's pull up the check actually didn't have a view on chat there for a minute, but we are here and ready for this one. Colton Herta, the race leader on pit road, along with Alex Pillow, both coming to pit road here. Alright, so there we go. Again, we are working our way through this one. Hopefully you guys are having a good time. And, oh, I just saw the yellow flag graphic come up, which means we're about to have a caution flag here. Question is, what for? And we might have a very upside down field here. McLaughlin, Rasmussen, and Ray Hall currently out on track. Will Power currently in the pits. The real question is, where is this caution going to come from? Because I'm assuming it's coming from some collision here, and the question is, which two drivers is it going to be running into each other here? But yeah, right now, Alex Pillow right in behind one of the, behind, I believe that's Christian Lundgaard there. And yet the caution flies, not sure as to what the cause was. Looks like Rosenqvist might be running a little rough. Alright, here we go. Here's the cause for the caution. And, oh! So Pillow, oh no, right behind them! Oh! Alex Pillow almost runs David Malukas wide, and Felix Rosenqvist just loses control behind them. And similarly, so something must have been on the track, because both Rosenqvist and the car behind him both almost slid coming through there. So, yeah, something had to have happened on track. That does not just happen. Alright, so there we go. Yeah, we're just chilling out here. Hopefully everybody's having a good time. They go to a full screen commercial break here while we are currently at this. I'm assuming the rest of the field is going to come through and get their pit stops now, which should cycle the race lead back around to Colton Herta, unless Will Power actually manages to keep the lead. Kyle Kirk was the year leader before pit stop, so unless someone like Nolan Siegel or Connor Daly stays out, but I don't believe they've pit at all, so we're going to have to wait and see, but right now we are currently 16 laps in. Alright, there we go. Go. Wait, just chilling out here. Hopefully everybody's having a good time. Alright, so yeah, we're just chilling out here. Hopefully everybody's having a good time. Alright, so there we go. Still waiting to see if there will be pit stops here from guys like Rasmussen, Ray Hall, and Erickson. In the front of the field. I don't know what the fuel. I didn't happen to see them talking about the fuel window to know how far they theoretically could go. Could they go another 15, 20 laps on this one? Because if so, then yeah, you could run late on this one and try and gain some advantage. Not to mention if the track position does turn into an advantage. And yeah, here we go. We're getting ready to go back racing. Green flag will be out. And we are racing here at Detroit. I will say this is one thing that's a little weird about street course racing is just the fact that you have all these regular downtown buildings just right beside the racetrack. That one would make it hard to utilize the city for, city purposes. But also, here we get, there's the actual green flag. But also, it makes it really hard because you have to pick and choose where you have room for. Oh, caution flag immediately! Nolan Siegel. Caution flag is out for Nolan Siegel. Oh, sorry, local yellow only. No full course caution, which is weird. Alright, so there we go. Again, Ray Hall. I'm going to say Rasmussen, Ray Hall, Erickson the front few, but yeah, Nolan Siegel gets turned around there right off the nose of McLaughlin. McLaughlin almost certainly will be assessed a unnecessary or avoidable contact penalty there. Because yeah, you'd hate to see a wreck like that happen. That one was completely avoidable. Alright, there we go. And another caution. Alright, there's yet another caution flag. And so Devlin DiFrancesco got off course, and his wheel just comes right off the race car. Oof. And I say, I know when they tell you to drive the wheels off of it, they don't usually mean literally. At least I don't think they usually mean literally. If they do, I just have never understood racing lingo then. Alright, well, yeah, we're just chilling out here. Hopefully everybody's having a good time. Alright, well, we're just chilling out here. Hopefully everybody's having a good time. Oh, we got 5 people hanging out in chat again. If you guys have a prediction as to who you guys think is going to win this one, feel free to let me know. Alright. Let's see. What do we got? Alright, so yeah, we're chilling out here. Hopefully everybody's having a good time. They should be coming back. Yep, coming back from the commercial break here. We'll be getting ready for the restart. Alright, there we go. Yeah, we're chilling out here. Hopefully everybody's having a good time. Alright, so here we go. We should be getting ready to go back racing here. As back to the green flag. Again, Rasmussen, Ray Hall, Foster have all managed to, as I said, have yet to come to pit road. They've been out on track this entire time, and they've been able to make this work so far. Some of them using a little bit of that push pass button. Others have barely touched it. I believe they've all used it to some degree, but here we go. Pace car is off, and green flag is out. They are racing here in Detroit. As I say, Rasmussen runs it down deep, smokes the tires a little bit. Not sure if that's just wear and wear off the fact that they've done now this is now their third time starting on those tires. Because you had the initial start, the first restart, and now this being the second restart of the race. There we go. Again, we're just chilling out here. Hopefully everybody's having a good time. But yeah, Ray Hall, though, trying to figure out something he can do to get around the 21 of Rasmussen driving for the Indiana guy, Ed Carpenter. Alright, so again, we got ourselves a pretty good battle going on. And honestly, again, this race is going fairly quick. I mean, only 45 minutes into the stream, and we are already through about a quarter of the race. As again, Rasmussen and the others all working a fuel strategy here. Dixon, one of the greatest fuel-saving drivers in the field. If there's one driver, if this race comes down to fuel saving, if there's one driver I'd want on my team, it would definitely be Dixon. Alright, so there we go. Alright. Again, we are chilling out here. Hopefully everybody's having a good time. Again, if you guys are enjoying the stream, feel free to let me know by leaving a like and letting me know who you guys think is going to win this one. But right now, Colton Herta trying to arm wrestle his way through the field and ends up actually losing a spot to Alex Pillow in the process. So yeah, as he tries to, as a quite a bit of contact there with Will Power. So again, this the strategy for the front 10 or so is going to be interesting here. As again, right now, Kyle Kirkwood in 11th is the first driver on who has already come to pit road, if I'm not mistaken. Alright, so there we go. Again, Rasmussen and all these guys, they're driving to a pace, but they're actually making it work pretty well here. Average speed of 80 miles an hour around the downtown streets of Detroit. And again, all these I will say I kind of wish that they weren't all 90-degree corners because it makes this track look very boxy. Like, I don't know if there was a way to maybe curve one or two of those corners to maybe make a slightly more interesting shape. But I feel like the all the corners being just straight up 90 degrees is not the greatest shape in the world. Although it obviously works well at their biggest race, the Indy 500. But there is a big difference between Indy and Detroit. So yeah, down through the left-right. Alright, so there we go. Oh, there we go. Wow, I didn't realize Scott Dixon's already taken the most career starts record. Alright, so there we go. Yeah, we're just chilling out here. Hopefully everybody's having a good time. Just, well, can you really... say you got your foot like right behind my head. But yeah, again, Eric, Rossi trying to make his way back up to the, trying to make his way through the field here. He also is another one of those who has yet to pit, which makes it very concerning that Rossi is as far back as he is, considering the fact that he hasn't pit yet. Because he started top 15, is still not in the top 10. Meanwhile, about 14 drivers have come to pit have already made pit stops. Alright, there we go. Alright, 30 laps down. We're working our way through this one. Again, it's very hard because there's so many different data points to be looking at. And, I mean, fuel numbers, it's hard to know exactly how much fuel a car has. But, yeah, I believe Yeah, it looks like everybody's been on that push the pass button at least once. But yeah, so Rasmussen though starting to run his the amount of overtake he has down a bit. So yeah, so the first driver who has made a pit stop is Kyle Kirkwood, all the way back in 11th place. So he's the first one who's made a pit stop already. Colton Herta in 14th is the second, and then everybody from about Herta on back. Sorry, from Will Power on backwards. So Daly hasn't pit, and then Will Power on back have all pit. So it is going to be a battle down the stretch to see who ends up hanging on to this one. But right now, 30 laps complete. Hard to really tell because again, these the drivers running this fuel strategy, it looks good, but the question is how good? Okay, Gizmo, stop digging into the chair. If you're gonna keep digging into it, I will ask you to let you out. Alright, so there we go. Back from commercial. There you go, back from commercial break here. Schwartzman up into the top 10 there. Rookie Robert Schwartzman in the Prema Racing team. And so you always want to try and get that, get your name established early in these things so that you can hopefully not be looked at as much of a underdog next year. Because I think Robert Schwartzman and to an extent Callum, his teammate, have both been looked at as essentially the last two cars just trying to fill the grid this year. And out. Where are you going? You trying to go down? There we go. And straight to the floor. There we go. Alright, so again, yeah, this Arenas VK has been in the pits for a good chunk of this one. Alright, so here we go. Oh, Graham Rahal hits pit road. There we go. That's what we were waiting on. Graham Rahal coming to pit road. So once Rahal hit pit road, the rest of them were surely going to be following here shortly. Alright, so there we go. They're talking with Arenas VK, who is now out of his car. He's got his helmet off. It is likely the end of the day. But yeah, that is an unfortunate way for his day to end. And there is the Rahal car officially hitting pit road. Which again, that now passes Rasmussen to the lead. We only got like a 1 lap difference between the two screens, so it actually doesn't feel too far off. 34 laps to go. We're working our way through this one. It's actually going pretty well. We'll see. It does feel nice to actually be a little even back in the back and not have to worry about putty tap. Alright, well, we are chilling out here. Hopefully everybody's having a good time. Alright, so again, we're expecting Rasmussen and the others to have to come to pit road sometime before lap 50. If they can make it to lap 50, and then it becomes a whole new game entirely of, okay, how far can they go? Because right now I don't think anyone expects these guys to be able to go that far on one tank of fuel. I would expect maybe 35, 40 laps most. Especially considering the fact that a lot of them were pitting 10 laps in. I find it hard to believe that people were pitting 10 laps in expecting others to be able to go this far, quite this far. Alright, so yeah, we're just chilling out though. Hopefully everybody's having a good time. But yeah, these IndyCar races really do become such a game of numbers that... And here we go, Rossi's hitting pit road, Lundgaard's hitting pit road. Lundgaard, he was on pit road earlier. That's his second stop of the day. Making his second stop at 30? Why are you making your second stop at 30? I mean, that is not a lot of time, and that's not leaving you many options to try and play around it later. So there we go. Oh, here we go. Here comes the 21 coming to pit road. So, yep, Christian Rasmussen comes back out onto the track. Kyle Kirkwood up to 5th. There we go. That's what we're looking for. Louis Foster hitting pit road. Louis Foster, the current race leader, will be hitting pit road in a moment. Dixon, Kiffin, Simpson, and Newgarden, the other 3 drivers left out on track, trying to make something happen here. And, okay, yeah, that was a slow Newgarden, or not Newgarden, that's Rahal. Not sure what happened there to cause Rahal to have to slow down as much as he did, but... Yeah, so there we go, 4-tire stop for Foster, gets the pit stop done nice and clean, gets out of there, and he will be back out onto the racetrack. And there comes Joseph Newgarden coming to pit road as well. That will move Kirkwood up to 3rd, Power to 4th, and to 5th place goes Colton Herta. So 3 of the top 5 have already made their first stop of the day. Now it's just down to the 2 Ganassi guys in the front, Dixon and Kiffin Simpson. Which one comes to pit road and when? And let's say, do we think Dixon makes the pit stop before Simpson? Do we think Simpson tries to pit before Dixon? Alright, so again, we're just chilling out here. Hopefully everybody's having a good time. Yep. Alright, yep, there comes Kiffin Simpson. He comes to pit road. Dixon's still out there, so Scott Dixon will be the last one to pit for this first cycle of green flag pit stops. Again, Kirkwood, Power, Herta, Polo. Alright, this group of drivers is definitely making something happen here, though. It's been a lot more interesting than it originally looked like it was going to be. Alright, there we go. Alright, there we go. That was starting to get just a little chilly, so we went and turned the fan off, and here comes Dixon down off the pit road, so everybody is now fully cycled around. David Malukas is back up inside the top 5. Alright, there we go. Alright, so again, we are chilling here. And I say, we are now 40% of the way through this race, as we are now working lap number 40 of 100. Alright. Alright, so let's see again. Right now we got ourselves a pretty good battle going here. Kirkwood, Power. As I Kirkwood has built up a 2-second lead over Will Power, so he's got a solid lead. It's going to come down to if he can hold on to it, though. Man. Let's see what we got. What do you need, Jimmy? Alright, there we go. I do need to go through and update the channel members at the when we get to the new month here, since it's a new month. I'm going to try and make it a habit to update it essentially once a month. Alright, there we go. Let's see if there's something I can do to make process. Alright, well, we are chilling. They're at a full screen commercial break, but we should hopefully not miss a thing as we get ready for this one. Alright, well, we are just chilling out here. Hopefully, everybody's having a good time. Alright, so yeah, we're at commercial break. There we go. Coming back from commercial break, we'll get a chance to see this thing. So we do have some drivers coming to pit road here in the back half of the field. Guys like Marcus Ericsson hitting pit road, and oh well, we might have just figured out why Marcus Ericsson might have. Or no, sorry, that was Kyle Kirkwood. Something came flying off of Kirkwood's race car, and a little power just ran over whatever it was. Oh my god. Give me a second, guys. Alright, there we go. Alright, so again, right now we got Willpower up to second place here. He pitted a little bit after Kirkwood, so he's got ever so slightly fresher tires, although at 33, 34 laps on their tires, I think you're going to see basically the no real change there. And actually, say Power a lap ago lost quite a bit to Kirkwood over that last lap. Currently sitting 2.2 seconds back in the lead. It's going to be an interesting one for sure, but right now I think Kirkwood has a pretty good shot to hold on to this one. Alright, so 48 laps to go, or 48 laps completed, a little over halfway. They were coming up on halfway here. Christian Rasmussen hits his second pit stop here. Alright, so I am extremely confused here. What on earth was the point of waiting and staying out so long if you're going to make your second and third pit stop? Or you're going to make your first and second pit stops before the first group makes their second stop. I mean, maybe he's just trying to bail on whatever strategy he was on, and this is the only way to really bail on the strat, but I have no idea. Yeah, we're chilling out here. Hopefully everybody's having a good time. Oh, okay, so that's why Rasmussen, he had a tire come apart, so he had no choice. He had to pit. That wasn't a strategic decision. It was a decision born out of necessity. Alright, there we go. Alright, Willpower comes into the pits. He hits his mark, gets 4 tires and fuel, along with Alex Pillow also in there. So we are getting that first group of guys coming to pit road now for their second stop. Alex Pillow gets his done. Now that leaves Kirkwood, Herta, Award, Rosenqvist, and Armstrong out in front of the field here as a lot of these drivers are starting to make this next pit stop. Scott Dixon was just on pit road a lap ago. Yeah, here comes Scott Dixon coming out of the pit. So we got a lot of shuffling up throughout the field. A lot of drivers who were on the late pit stop a moment ago are now back on pit road. Here we go. Kyle Kirkwood hits his pit box. Now this is going to be the question: is can he? Oh, he's putting scuffs on. Those tires look scuffed. They aren't brand new tires, I don't think. All right. Well, Kirkwood, if he thinks scuffed tires are the right call here, it's going to be an interesting one. I thought they would have had plenty of tires to make it through the race. Those look like putting scuffs on. So here we go. Paddle Award out in front of the field now. Rosenqvist to second, Armstrong third, but Kirkwood is still sitting in the 4th position. So certainly could be a thing where we see Kyle Kirkwood just dominate this race here. But again, I'm just kind of surprised Pillow isn't trying to make a bigger stand here. So yeah, so a lot of these guys are trying to maybe stretch this one. I don't really know how far they can stretch it. I'd say about another 10, 15 laps most for Paddle Award and the others. All 3 of them have been out there for 32 laps so far. So, I mean, you're not going to be able to make it to the end of the race on this. So, yeah, I don't really know what the strategy is for Award. Yeah, so we'll have to wait and see here. But, yeah, as of right now, though, Paddle Award, he leads his first lap of the day. So, there we go. He at least gets to lead a lap. I doubt he made this fuel strategy, though, just so that he can say he led a lap. So, yeah, so they're getting ready for turn 6 here. Moving their way through 7, and then 8. That is the one thing I wish our little mini map had up here is turn numbers, but yeah, so. They're working their way through this one, especially for someone who I've never. This is one of the. I'm still very new to this layout of this, not to mention street course racing in general. But yeah, here we go. Marcus Armstrong. You can see 3 seconds up the head. 2 to 3 seconds up the road is Armstrong here. Alright, so there we go. Again, we are chilling here. Hopefully everybody's having a good time. Paddle Award making some moves here. Paddle Award hits pit road. Tricio Award hits pit road. And that's going to be an interesting one here as they come down pit road. Alright, so there we go. So yeah, Battle Award, Rosenqvist in second. Alright, well, we are just chilling out here. Hopefully everybody's having a good time. Yeah, and I'm excited though. Next 1 week from today, we will hopefully be down in the new studio for the next weekend for the trucks and Cup Series at the track. Hopefully, we'll be able to be in the new area for that point. Alright, so there we go. Just double checking some stuff, trying to sort through some stuff real quick while we got we are currently 55 laps into this one. Again, you guys make this stream, so if you guys want to talk about something or want to talk NASCAR or something else, feel free to let me know. Alright, so here we go. Alright, so 57 laps to go. Kirkwood's lead over Power has actually dropped to under a second. That's not good for him, but hey, it means we might have a pretty interesting race down the stretch here. Alright, so here we go. We got 57 laps to go. Kirkwood's extended that lead over Power. Maybe it was just low through a corner, but it's now back up to 1.3, 1.4 seconds, so he still has breathing room, but it's not quite what the 2.5 second gap that we thought it was going to be a few laps ago. Because, yeah, that one was starting to look like it was going to be a really tight run down the stretch, but Yeah, again, looks like Kirkwood found whatever pace he was lacking through some of those corners, at least. Either that, or maybe it is just a corner by corner thing. So again, Pillow back in, say, 4.5 seconds off the pace is Pillow right now, which is going to make it really hard for her to win the race from there. Considering the fact that he's done a lot of winning, I would have expected him to be a lot closer here. Pato O'Ward starting to push the issue. Currently just outside the top 5, but that puts him over 5 seconds behind the leader. He's gonna have about 40 laps and a pit stop to do it, because we're about to enter that window where I believe we will start to see drivers being able to make it to the end of the race on one stop. Oh, we got pit stall assignments for tonight's Cup race. Let's see. All right, so Mike McDowell, the second to last pit stop, so he'll be right behind the 19 of Briscoe. The 24 has a pretty good pit stall. So does the 45. Car number 11, which that's something I want to check. Is Denny Hamlin going to be driving tonight? Alright, there we go. So just want to send out the tweet. We'll see if we get a response. But again, right now, Denny Hamlin's status for the race today is a little up in the air, as he and his wife are getting ready to welcome their child into the world. So obviously, Denny, if that happens, will not be in Nashville. We'll be making the trip home to Charlotte to be with them. But yeah, as of right now, though, we don't really know what the plan's going to be there. Alright, there we go. Alright, so we're just chilling out here. Hopefully everybody's having a good time. Alright, so again, we're just chilling out here. Hopefully everybody's having a good time. Alright, so again, Kirkwood, Power, and Herta all just turned their best lap of the race this past one lap ago. Which again is a great sign here for this one down the stretch. Again, hopefully we'll get a good race to the checkers. Again, Kirkwood versus Power. It's within a second, so Power is close enough that we could see a third different winner this year for the first time, and a new winner for the first time since late April. A month? Been a whole month. We deserve a new winner. So yeah, Kyle Kirkwood. All of the front four were on pit road within one lap of each other. Then Malukas has slightly fresher tires there than the rest of them. So 64 laps to go again. I think each and every one of these drivers is gonna have to make one more stop. And if I was them, I would want to make my stop earlier the better. And the sooner you can get on and off pit road, I think the less chance you have of a caution catching you at a bad time. So if I was making the decision, that would be the call I would want to make. Although I think it obviously depends on your confidence in your driver. Alright, so there we go. We're just chilling out here. The lead, again, right around a second here. Man, Power needs to start driving if he's going to have a shot at catching Kirkwood here. Although Pillow is now caught them, Pillow has shrunk it from a 5-second gap to now under 4. Now looking more like 3.5, so Alex Pillow might very well catch Kirkwood here. David Malukas just turned his new best lap of the race, which puts him... Ooh, actually, Pillow has been way better than... his lap is a full 10th better than the best lap for Kirkwood, so... So Pillow currently has the fastest lap, I believe, of the entire field, so that's going to be a factor. Alright, so there we go. Yeah, we're chilling out here. Hopefully everybody's... Oh, no! Caution flies! Callum Ilott into the fence hard, and hopefully he's okay. Looks like did he lose a wheel before the crash? Because he's got a wheel missing on the... He's got a wheel missing, it looks like, from that car. On the opposite side of the... from the side of the impact. Alright, so here we go. Here comes the, yep. Nope, there's the wheel rolling away from Ilott's car, so yeah. Let's see, I didn't get a chance to see I thought Ilott's on board there, so let's see if, again, they're trying to get the, safety team trying to get the, car ready to, excavate, the driver out of there, but, again, hopefully he is okay. Alright, so there we go. Colton Herta on pit. Oh, no, never mind. That might have been a replay from earlier when Colton was on pit road. But yeah, there we go. Alright, well, we are chilling out here. Hopefully everybody's having a good time. 30 laps to go as we are crossing this one. Lights are, the red light is still on pit road, so pit road is not open yet. As they are finally able to move his Ilott's car. Ilott must have gotten out of the car then, and he is probably okay, but obviously you always want to prioritize making sure the driver is okay before you start worrying about getting that car off. Now here comes the pace field, and again, that is such a tight space to be running cars through. I do understand, though, why they continue to run pace laps rather than red flagging it, because if you red flag it and ram down pit road, you ultimately, because if you red flag them, you need to bring them down pit road. You can't just stop them on a easy part of the track like NASCAR can. Because then they would have to, each team would have to send the crew out with the big fire fingers to light the car. Alright, so there we go. So yeah, so they've got the full course yellow lights on. Again, we're just waiting to see the pit stop. Because again, we know that there's going to be a pit stop here. And it's going to be a big one. Because they are going to need to make a All the drivers need to make one more pit stop here. Alright, let's see what we got going on here. Alright, so here we go. Pit stops are occurring. Santino Ferrucci, Kiffin Simpson, Armstrong. 3 drivers staying out. We got 30 laps left here. Those 3 drivers, they stayed out. So they pit recently, so. It's actually a big advantage here because now that those 3 are going to be staying out on track, that's going to, one, put Kirkwood behind the 8 ball. He's going to have to pass 3 cars to win this race. Could Santino Ferrucci win this thing from the lead? He's now got the lead. He's only got 6 laps on his fuel and tires. He can easily make it the distance. So, just kind of goes back to what I said a few minutes ago. I wanted to be on pit road before that caution came out, and it started looking like maybe I was right there. Alright, here we go. Hopefully we should be getting ready for this one. Let's see. Alright, here we go. 28 laps to go. Oh, no! No! Alex Palou crashes! Did we even get back green? I didn't realize we even... did we even drop the green? I mean, Kirkwood wasn't able to pass anybody, which is a little bit strange. But yeah, Alex Palou into the wall, under the caution flag. So yeah, so no, they were all just pacing there. And, oh, he may have gotten dumped by little Dave. Let's see. Watching on board here with little Dave. And yeah, he just runs into the back of him. I don't know if he was just not anticipating the speed, the slow up there from Palou, but Alex Palou, the guy who has dominated this season, has his first rough patch of the your first DNF, and that's gonna bring up this caution flag and extend this one yet again. So, yep, we will be here for just a minute. I'm gonna run use the bathroom, and I'll be right back, guys. So there we go. We are back. Hey, Red Zone, how's it going? Just went and used the bathroom real quick, and went and through my Kyle Busch autograph card that I got autographed in person into a new clean top loader, because the top loader I brought with me I got autographed by Brendan. So got that one now into a nice new sleeve. Got a couple of other Kyle Busch cards. Got a friend who wants an autographed Kyle card the next time he's at the tracks. That set aside, we're getting ready for the final 25 laps of this race. So this race should wrap up about 3 p.m. About 2:40, 2:50 or so, and then we'll be going right in. And then we'll have Cup Series stuff starting around 6:30, 7 o'clock. So there we go. And we're just chilling out here. Hopefully everybody's having a good time. Also, new YouTube short coming out over on the gaming channel later today, where we're going to be opening some Pokemon packs. But yeah, there we go. The first Indy 500 winner to crash out the following year in 10 years. Actually, wait, no, Joseph Newgarden with a 26th place finish. That might have been a DNF, but they aren't labeling it that way. But yeah. Again, anytime you're going from the Indy 500 into another race right away, it always is going to be a tough sell to keep the energy there. Alright, let's see. I would love to see Ferrucci pull off the upset today, but honestly, anybody would be an upset winner now that Pillow is out of the field, although I think Kirkwood is easily now the favorite to win this one. Been quite a few caution flags here. We've had Callum Ilott's out the race, Pillow now out the race. But, yep, so here we go. They look like they're gearing up and getting ready for a restart, so let's see. Alright, so 25 laps to go. 24, it'll be 24 when they go green. So 24 laps to go when they hit the green flag. Yeah, we got Kirkwood, Power. Again, those guys are on fresh tires. Kirkwood, Power, Herta, Malukas, Pillow, Newgarden, Dixon, and Lundgaard. All going to be coming with a head of steam, but these three guys out in front, Ferrucci, Simpson, and Armstrong, they've got clean air, they've got the track position, and it is green, green, green. Green flag's out. We are racing here at Detroit. Downtown city streets, no match for these Indy cars as the Indy cars go powering down into turn one. Again, Ferrucci ahead of Simpson, and Kirkwood gonna do everything in his power to try and hold on and pass as many of these guys as he can. Popping out of line here, trying to get by the 66 of Armstrong first. That would be the first car marked off his list of cars to pass, and he does it. Kyle Kirkwood gets by the 66. Will Power kind of gets caught up behind him as they head down into the hairpin corner up there. The one pokey out bit, now down through the right-hander. Oh, I believe that's, what would that be, turn 4 or 5, something like that. As they're working their way through this one, now down through that left-right section as they head on to the to that second straightaway. So definitely a bit of time here, but alright, so here we go again. Ferrucci trying to do his best here to hang on to this one. So Kiffin, Simpson, Marcus Armstrong, all working through this one. But at some point here, and here we go, Kirkwood looking to try and take this second spot away from Kiffin Simpson, and he does so. Kyle Kirkwood up into the second position. Kirkwood now. It's Kirkwood versus Ferrucci. The Andretti team versus AJ Foyt. Let's say a classic battle of the teams. We got Kyle Kirkwood for Andretti, and the AJ Foyt, number 14 of Ferrucci, are gonna make this one a very fun race. Hopefully, you guys are excited for it. We're getting down to the end here. 20 laps to go. Alright, so there we go. Yeah, we're just chilling out here. Hopefully, everybody's having a good time. Alright, so there we go. And Kirkwood retakes the lead as he goes and finds a gap to the inside on the 14, clears him, and that is going to be all she wrote for Ferrucci. Ferrucci's going to have an extremely hard time trying to take this one back from the 27 of Kyle Kirkwood. Oh, man. Might try and get an afternoon nap in between between this and Cup. But yeah, here we go. 21 laps to go. They're talking with Alex Palou, who crashed out during the caution flag there. Alright, so there we go. Again, we're just working our way through this one here. Again, Kiffin Simpson and Ferrucci have really struggled to try and say those three have struggled to keep guys behind them so far. Alright, so we're working our way through this one. 21 laps to go. But yeah, we are 21 laps away from this one. It's about 20 minutes away from the checkered flag. Whew. Alright. So, yeah, once again, we are just watching this one. There we go. Willpower makes a move on Kiffin Simpson. Able to get to the inside here. Herta going to be looking to try and make that same move on Simpson in the next corner. Alright, there we go. $20 laps to go. 20 more times around. Alright, so there we go. Yeah, right now we've got ourselves a pretty good race going here. But yeah, Kirkwood's extended a 3-second lead. Are you freaking kidding me? How is anyone supposed to compete with Kirkwood? He's got a 3-second lead. And we've only been green for about 5 minutes. $19 laps to go. Here we go. 18 laps to go. They're working their way through this one. Let's see. Again, nobody really has any way to deal with Kirkwood, though, once he's got a 3.5 second lead. I mean, 18 laps is going to take a while for anyone to run him down to begin with. And now he's got himself a lead like that, too. Alright, here we go. 17 laps to go. Let's see. 17 to go here. Willpower trying to get around the 14 of Ferrucci here. 4 seconds off the lead. But I'd say Ferrucci is not going to make giving up second any easier than giving up first. Oh, and another caution, man. Another caution flag. That is going to be this time. Who is it? Is that Devlin DiFrancesco? Louis Foster? Someone like that? Let's wait and see until we get a closer view of the car. Oh, and someone's way off in the runoff area, too. And that's Louis Foster way off in the runoff area. Please tell me that other car is not a Ray Hall car, then. Come on, man. Yeah, it's definitely been a long morning. So the other car is a 60 of, who's in the 60 car this year? I completely forget. Okay, that's Rosenqvist in the 60. So Rosenqvist and Louis Foster both involved. Alright, let's chill out here. Hopefully we're having a good time. Try and lock back in, guys. We got 15 to go here. They will not go, let's say they will throw a red flag if needed to go ahead and get this one. Let's see. Alright, so here we go. Let's see. Alright, there we go. Alright, let's see. Any Denny Hamlin news so far? 700 starts for Denny Hamlin today. Let's see. And yep, they are officially going to bring the cars down for the red flag. Yeah, I saw that earlier today. The racing podcast I'm on, they have a wrestling one that will be recording tonight for the Social Slam. If you guys want to check out some of their episodes, link to the podcast should be, I think, the second link in the description. Nope. Okay, it's the bottom link in the description. It's labeled Lap Down Podcast. That'll link you to the Social Sports Pad page where you guys can go ahead and check out. We have a weekly racing podcast in addition to our other sports. Baseball, football, college football will be returning this fall, and WWE wrestling. If you guys are interested in any of that, feel free to check out the podcast network down there. But yeah, so they have gone and thrown the red flag in an attempt to manufacture a green flag finish, which I'm not the biggest fan of. I've said it for a while now that I feel like if the race is going to end under red, just let it end. Or if it's going to end under yellow. Now, if the track is blocked to the point where you can't continue pacing, I can understand throwing the red. All right. WWE is being dumb again. I don't watch a ton of WWE, so I don't know the exact business decisions as to why they are letting this guy go. From everything I've seen about him, he seems to be popular. So I don't know again why you let someone go who's popular, but yep, there we go. Alright, so again, 13 laps to go. Here we go. No one knows what the TKO Group Holdings Inc. They've been trying to save tons of money. Okay. Well, again, that's not really my world. I don't really follow WWE a lot. I saw the headline in the group chat, but as I said, I'm not an expert by any stretch of the imagination, so. Alright, well, we are just chilling out here. Hopefully, everybody's having a good time. So, there we go. And yeah, there's the highlight from practice the other day or qualifying, where, yeah, Kirkwood got absolutely jacked up by the 12 of power. And now it's going to be those two dueling it out for the win here. Power versus Kirkwood, 1 and 2. With 13 laps left to go, and they have a red flag out. To ensure that we get a green flag finish. Good thing it's not a very warm day in Detroit. That would be the biggest worry. Would be if the weather was actually warm for Detroit. For example, a couple of years ago they did this same thing at Detroit, and it was a really warm day, and I think it was Will Power's ECU melted in his lap from the heat because he had to turn off all the cooling systems to not drain the battery as he rolled down pit road. yeah, right now we're waiting out this red flag here. It's just a long one. It's definitely extending the feeling of a race. Alright, well, we are chilling out here. Hopefully everybody's having a good time. Yeah, we are still under the red flag here at Detroit as they are cleaning up the wreckage from this latest caution flag where the oh, whoa! Okay, yeah, I had not seen that part of it, but yeah, the something broke on the 45 car. He lost the brakes and then just cleaned out Felix Rosenqvist. Hopefully, Rosenqvist is okay. He was waving to the fans, so I hope he's okay. But man, you never want to see a driver crash like that. All right, so there we go. The my video for. All right, I'm going to go ahead and delay this schedule on that one. No, I'll let it go up at its normal time. So 3 o'clock, I do have a gaming channel short, pack opening short coming out over on the gaming channel. So if you guys want to check that out, you can. If you don't want to, go right ahead and ignore it. But yeah, we are here. We are getting ready for this one, and let's see. But yeah, and saying while I'm saying it's not an extremely hot day, it's still got to be boiling inside those cockpits because these cars are meant to be running with somewhere between 80 to 90 mile an hour wind all around the track and over 100 mile an hour wind most of the time. But looks like most of the umbrellas are being put away here. And yeah, we are getting ready for this one. First DNF since July of last year for Pillow. Wow. 6 DNFs already. And say definitely a good one coming here. But yeah, we got ourselves a pretty good day. Hopefully everybody's having a good one. If you guys are enjoying the streams, feel free to leave a like and subscribe if you guys are new. We've been doing these types of streams now for a little while. And we are still sitting here waiting for the red flag to be lifted. 13 to go. And alright, there is a piece of something. Looks like maybe tape or something is kind of peeling off the I believe that's the 27 car. And then the Kirkwood team not allowed to fix that. So there we go. And we got a car. The 27 of Kirkwood is moving just a little bit, a couple inches forward. But that might indicate that we're getting ready to bring the off-board starters out here to get these cars refired and back out under the yellow flag. There we go. But yeah, there we go. All right, and hey, there's Louis checking in on his fellow Honda driver there. It's like not in-house. It's like not teammates per se. One's Meyershank, one's driving for what's the other team? The Ray Hall team, but definitely both. It's like good to see them both checking in on each other. cars should be getting fired and ready to start going. Let's hope no one stalls the engines or is unable to continue, because that would be a really rough day. So there we go. Green. Yep, the yellow flag has been put out officially, and we are going to be pacing here for a couple laps. Get the temperatures cooled down, hopefully, in these cars as we get ready to go. David Malukas back quite a bit. Let's see, can we sort by who has the fastest laps of the race? So right now, the fastest lap of the entire race actually goes to Kiffin Simpson over Ericsson, Malukas, Pelot, Herta, and then Kirkwood. Kirkwood does still have a faster lap than Power. So of the drivers inside the top 5, you got Kiffin Simpson with the fastest lap, Herta, then Kirkwood, Power, and then Santino Ferrucci way down in terms of best lap. So something to keep an eye on, that's for sure. All right, yeah. So far though, of the drivers that started inside the top 10, that's actually nice that we can actually go ahead and sort this. Let me go ahead and pull this actually up for you guys. So yeah, so these are the drivers in the position that they originally started the race in. So Colton Herta still inside the top 5. Malukas, who started on the outside the front row, is actually all the way back in 17th now. I will say I love this about IndyCar. This actually, if I'd known this was a thing, we could have done so much better storytelling throughout this race. I'm upset at myself for not knowing about this. So yeah, but then obviously Kirkwood, who started 3rd, currently inside the 1st position. Lundgaard, who started 4th, is still up inside the top 10 as well. Obviously, Pelot and VK have had their own troubles. McLaughlin, Power, both still on track and running well. Marcus Armstrong, who started a little deeper in the field than I think some would expect. He started in the 9th position. He's still in it and in 6th place right now. Christian Rasmussen, he had a mechanical issue, so he's currently scored 24th. And that rounds out your top 10. But yeah, so that is the current ranking. Then that is where they currently are on the actual track. So again, if I could have pulled this up a while ago, I mean, we could have used a lot of these graphics throughout this one, like pit stops. There we go. Which drivers have and haven't made a pit stop already, or laps since last pit? So the drivers who have had the most amount of laps since they last made a pit stop, or even who has the most overtake left. So right now, Kirkwood actually has the most overtake of the drivers inside the top 5. As we get ready to go, green flag is out. We are back to racing. Let's pull that spot back up, and we are racing here on track again. Kyle Kirkwood out in front of the field. He does have the most push pass left. He's got about 10 more seconds than the 2 drivers behind him, so I think Kirkwood has a really good chance to try and hold him off here for 11 more laps. 11 laps to go is all that's left between Kyle Kirkwood and his 2nd win of the season. Again, Will Power right behind him, Ferrucci behind him, then we've got Herta, Kiffin Simpson. So we got ourselves a pretty good race going here as they are back out and at it, but right now the fact that the 27 has been able to jump out to a sizable lead should be a little concerning for the team and driver of the 12 car. Oh no, Will Power is about to lose some spots. Not good there. So here we go. Yeah, Santino Ferrucci looks up the inside, takes the battle to Will Power, and Will Power ultimately has to give up the spot. 26 of Herta all over him as well. And again, the more these drivers fight with each other, the more Ferrucci's gonna, or the more Kirkwood's just gonna take off and leave the field behind. And again, right now with only 8 or 9 laps to go, it is getting very dangerously close to the no way that they'll catch back up. Because again, that's 3.5 seconds now between Kirkwood and Ferrucci. And Kirkwood still has not had to use the push to pass at all yet, so. Definitely something to keep an eye on here down the stretch, but alright, so Ryan Truex is at the track and ready if Denny Hamlin does need to leave Nashville. So again, we're waiting and seeing, but I don't think we're gonna know much until we get a little later into the day. But yeah, so here we go. You got 9 laps to go. They're working their way through this one pretty quickly here, but alright, I'm gonna see if this is. Oh yeah, give me a second. Are you kidding me? Come on. Hey, Cucumber, how's it going? We currently have about 10, a little under 10 laps to go in this race. All right, come on. Oh, it's going pretty good. You know, we've had a pretty eventful race here for the NTT INDYCAR series. Come on. Trying to get it to just go to live. That should not be this hard to do. And then I get ads every 5 seconds on this remote. Come on. Get back to the remote. All right, 7 laps to go. 7 more times around. There we are. All right, we're live now. So we've gotten as close to caught up as I can with the on-screen graphics. All right, so again, Kirkwood out 3 seconds ahead of Ferrucci, which is an incredibly high amount. And again, right now, Ferrucci only has 26 seconds left to push to pass. Kirkwood has double. So it's going to be extremely hard for Ferrucci to, 1, get close enough to utilize the push to pass, and 2, be able to actually do anything with it if he does get there. So right now, though, we've got ourselves Kirkwood is out in front of the field, and he is looking to try and bring this one home and win his 2nd race of the year and keep it to where we only have 2 winners on the entire season, Kirkwood and Palou. But as of right now, though, round of these corners, the Ferrucci and Herta are both trying to close in on them, but I don't know if I think it's going to be too little too late here for the drivers of the 14 and 26. I don't think either one of them have enough in the tank to try and close in on Kirkwood, at least not enough to really threaten Kirkwood. And if you do, he'll just use his superior push to pass to jet away. In fact, if I'm Kyle Kirkwood, when I get the notification that, hey, we are on the last 2, maybe even when I get to the last 2, maybe on the final lap, you just absolutely utilize that push to pass, because you have no reason not to utilize the push to pass as much as you can down that final 2-3 laps. And it's not like you can buy anything with your 52 seconds of push to pass after this one. So there we go, rounding these corners. They're making some good progress through this field, but again, it's just the question of can they? They're keeping it close with each other, but can they actually run down Kirkwood? So far, I think Kirkwood is running the best laps here of the bunch. And if he does, if Kirkwood does get challenged, it would be by Ferrucci here. And again, Ferrucci's on slightly older tires. So again, right now, Colton Herta is almost out of push to pass. Ferrucci's only got 21 seconds remaining of it, so I think this one's going to be a nice, easy win for Kyle Kirkwood. And yeah, right now, though, the biggest story of the day, though, is going to be Alex Palou crashing out of the race here. Let's see, any other spots that are... Dixon and Rossi battling out for the final spot inside the top 10 is actually going to be a pretty fun battle here. Alexander Rossi takes that spot from Dixon, jumping his way up into that top 10. But yeah, but logically, of course, they're going to focus on the 2 or 3 guys near the front of the field that are going to be attempting to try and maybe battle with each other for the second position. So yeah, right now, Colton Herta is going to try and figure out something he can do to try and get by the 14 of Ferrucci here. But as of right now, though, the Ferrucci's making it pretty hard to catch or pass him in that car. So there we go. And Herta has pretty much completely exhausted his push-to-pass usage. And here comes Will Power. He's on the button as well, trying to use that push-to-pass to see if he can pass Colton Herta. Gets alongside him. Herta uses up his 1 second remaining of push-to-pass. It is a great battle here for the second and third position here. As Power tried to make that pass happen, Herta fought back on the inside, but now, again, I don't think Herta has anything to try and really even challenge Ferrucci at this point. Ferrucci's got 11 seconds of push pass. Herta has completely exhausted his. Then we got Power, who has 9 seconds of push to pass. So, again, you don't have to use it, but there's also no real reason not to. Alright, so there we go. Again, right now we got 2 laps to go. 2 laps left, and there's Kyle Kirkwood using some of that push to pass there. He knows that now there's no reason to hold back at all. He's got a 2-second lead, or a 4-second lead, I mean. There is no reason to hold back whatsoever. He can just go full out here to the checkers. And hope that that's enough to win this one. Obviously, I think it probably will be. And I think the bigger question is going to be, can Power find a way around Colton Herta? Herta, I think, has used up everything good in his car here as we're coming down to the end of this one. Kirkwood with the that front wing flapping in the wind here. White flag, 1 lap to go for Kyle Kirkwood. We got Ferrucci second. Third is going to be Herta. Fourth is going to be Will Power here as they take the white flag. Again, 1 lap to go. All they need is 1 more lap. Again, Power has 7 seconds left on the button to where he can try to make this pass. And he uses up the entirety of his push to pass. Now pops out of line, looking for the spot. Not going to be able to get it as he popped to the outside. And, yeah, I mean, man, it is definitely a rough one here. Everybody's used up all their push to pass in the top 5, except for Kyle Kirkwood, who still has 48 seconds. So even if somebody did get close to him, he would just start pressing that button and jet away. So, again, Kyle Kirkwood out in front of the field by 3.5 seconds. Coming off the final corner, and it is going to be checkers for Kyle Kirkwood. Ferrucci second. Third place will be Colton Herta. Fourth, Power. Fifth, Kiffin Simpson. Great job for Kiffin Simpson on that one. Coming home inside the top 5. Marcus Armstrong 6th, 7th Pato Award. 7th Pato Award. 8th Christian Lundgaard. Yeah, 9th Joseph Newgarden. And running at your top 10 today will be Alexander Rossi. Our race tonight will be at 7 o'clock. I'm hoping to start my pre-race coverage around 6:30, 6:45 is kind of the goal time for the live stream to be up. But yeah, the race itself is not, it has a scheduled start time of 7 p.m. over on Amazon Prime. So yeah, we'll go through the rest of the finishers as we do in NASCAR, but if you guys did just come for the race reaction, that will be the end of it. But yeah, so we had Scott Dixon in 11th, 12th was McLaughlin, 13th Erickson. Good days for some of those guys. Obviously, Scott McLaughlin, a little bit of a quiet day here for all of Team Penske, really. I mean, power was impactful in the result of the race, but other than that, Newgarden and McLaughlin were both anonymous most of the day. Malukas coming home in 14th after punting Alex Palou under caution. And then we have Stingray Robb rounding out your top 15, the finishers that are on the screen. Then we got Robert Schwartzman 16th, just behind Stingray Robb. Connor Daly 17th, 18th for Jacob Abel, 19th Nolan Siegel, who finishes only one lap shy of the leader. And Graham Rahal 2 laps off the pace, the last driver running at the finish. Then your DNF drivers include the 60 and 45 cars of Felix Rosenqvist and Louis Foster, who were taken out late. Devlin DeFrancesco, Christian Rasmussen, who had mechanical issues, and then contact removed guys like Alex Palou, Callum, Ilott, and Rinus VK, all out of the race, all too early, so there we go. I wish they would keep it on TV. I don't know, because, I mean, okay, if you have to eat and stream, it's okay, yeah. I'm hoping to get a good nap in and then hopefully get some food in beforehand, but I wish they would keep it on TV. I don't know. I don't hate yet. I would prefer if NBC could step up and were to do the season and we could have a mix of, hey, if you prefer streaming, you can sign up for Peacock and watch the race on there or watch it on one of NBC's channels. But Amazon Prime killed it with their first race and with the Coke 600. I mean, if they're there is not a regular TV channel that you're gonna find that will be able to provide an hour of pre and an hour of post race coverage the way that Amazon Prime was able to do. Not to mention the actual energy and tone that they brought. I mean, they clearly care about the sport. Certainly, way more than Fox does. Yeah, if there was a company like for example, if CBS Sports or if NBC were willing to step up and do the full season, those are two companies that both have a regular TV channel and a streaming option. I would love that, but again, that would take a specific streaming group to step up, which obviously NBC is there, but again, Amazon Prime absolutely killed it. Again, during the not after this Amazon Prime stretch, we will have actually a split where both HBO Max and TNT will be carrying it. So we do have some of that. So there we go. Well, but the problem is that CBS and Amazon are two completely different entities, and why would Amazon pay millions and millions of dollars to have the rights to the broadcast if CBS is also going to have the same right, is going to have the rights to the broadcast on regular TV? So, again, that's where it comes down to the fact of, certainly CBS wouldn't sign up for that because that would take people away from potentially their streaming service on Paramount Plus, so. But yeah, so until next time, though, I'm going to hop off here. Hopefully you guys enjoyed. If you guys did enjoy this live stream, feel free to leave a like, subscribe if you guys are new so you guys don't miss any future videos or live streams. We'll be back for NASCAR around, again, 6:30, 6:45 But until next time, hopefully you guys enjoyed, and I'll see you guys next video. Last year, whatever you guys decide to do with the rest of your night. Have a great night, everybody, and goodbye! Yeah, well, some people also don't have cable, unfortunately, at Taterhead, so it's kind of the constant battle that we have going on where people are cutting the cord to try and get rid of cable, so some people don't have cable. Not to mention Amazon has a 30-day free trial, so if you really don't want to pay for Amazon, 30-day free trial gets you through the entire Amazon portion of the NASCAR season, so